party hats. Boom, boom. The whole go bang bang here. Let us begin.
I want you to keep an eye out for the Boogity Man.
VHS Bandits.
Boogie! Boogie! Boo!
VHS Bandits.
Welcome to Coxwell
Don't need no DVDs, don't need no Betamax. These are the VHS Bandits.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. On today's episode, we go back to the 90s. As a kid, because we're watching the 90s kids movie. Today, we are watching the one and only Dunstin Checks In. Let's pop in the tape.
The world's most debonair hero can be found where the action is. His name is Dunstin. He's conducting covert operations, romancing irresistible women,
Oh, that's just how I like it.
and facing unimaginable danger. Dunstin checks in.
Yes.
More. I like it rough.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the VHS Bandits podcast. I am Dane Train, and with me as always is my co-host,
Topher Hansen.
and we got a very special guest today. We have been on this gentleman's podcast, and we've invited him over here. This is Ryan Buds of Trivia with Buds and TriviaWithBuds.com. Ryan, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Dane Train? What's up, Topher? How are you guys today? Well, very well.
Doing swell. It's a nice hot summer day, and nothing like a hot summer day than a nice 90s kids movie. 90s, which is also the temperature right now. So it's perfect.
Not here in beautiful California, where it's always 75, where me and Ryan are at.
Nice and hot and humid over here in central Massachusetts.
It was so
Sounds
nice
terrible.
today. I felt bad sitting inside and watching this movie.
Oh, man. You don't want to be outside over here right now. You got to be in the air conditioning. That's the only way to do it.
As long
So-
as there's no chimpanzees on the loose in your backyard to jump on your
Throwing
back.
coconuts at you.
Holy shit! You really
So-
got to look out for. I was just more scared of Paul Rubens creeping around with a gun in my backyard. Oh my god, yeah.
So,
Of all people.
oh man. So Ryan, a couple of months ago, we were on your show and we did trivia on VHS tapes, and it was 80s sex comedies and 90s kids movies. And T-Man
Perfect
won.
combo. yeah, perfect combo. And you guys had some good competition, and I think we had some fun with those questions.
Yeah. So,
that was so much fun.
yeah, I had a
Ryan, why don't you
blast.
tell us a little bit about your podcast first of all, and what you do as far as trivia goes.
Yeah, no problem. So I host full-time. That's my full-time job. I host trivia events in Southern California at a bunch of different bars and breweries on a weekly basis. I think I have 12 or 13 places right now. So if I can't be there on any given night, I have another comedian hosting in my place. And then I also do a lot of special events for different companies like Netflix or YouTube or Fandango that want to do like a company picnic or some sort of competition in the office, team building type stuff. And I really kind of stumbled into it in the last couple of years. I was doing it as a side business, side hustle kind of a thing for the last 5 years or so. And then in the last 6 to 9 months, it's turned into my full-fledged business. So it's a really fun job for me as somebody who loves pop culture and stuff like VHS tapes to, go ask people questions and then give them tapes as prizes in some cases.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
your Patreons get VHS tapes as one of the rewards. Is that correct?
That is correct. In addition to the live shows that I do, I put out a now daily podcast. Used to be once a week, then it was twice a week, and then on June 26th, I decided to go every day, go all in on the podcast. So it comes out every day, and it's a little dose of trivia. Sometimes I still have guests, like you guys battling or something like that, or I might just be asking you know, 25 questions about America for the 4th of July episode coming up in a couple days.
Awesome.
So yeah, it makes it a little bit more flexible for me to not always worry about having a guest and still providing some trivia for people to answer. I get a lot of emails from people who are like, hey, me and my wife play this on road trips and we battle and it's tons of fun. And they'll send me like their score sheet, and that lets me know
that's
that
awesome.
So
like
cool.
what I'm doing is resonating with people who like trivia. So that's really cool. And if you wanted to support my show, you can go to patreon.com/trivia with buds, like you mentioned, Topher, and I do send stuff, a lot of nostalgic stuff. So stuff like maybe a Roadhouse pin set that I made of Patrick Swayze and the villain in that, or a random VHS tape. I'm staring at a stack right now. I went on a spree. Usually when I buy some at a thrift store, I'll send them to Topher. And I got, let's see, what's going on over there?
You and me went VHS shopping one day. I appreciate that. You showed me some good places to find VHS and
yeah. We went out to Frankenson's. We went to a Hollywood Video that's still open, which is called like California Video or something like that.
Oh, no way.
But I'm staring at a stack right now. I have, let's see, a Ninja Turtles Attack of the Pizzas cartoon VHS tape.
Oh, I have that one.
Yeah.
Except I traded that back in high school for I traded Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme for that tape, and I never got my Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme back.
Big mistake.
If you're listening,
I had that growing up. Was that an Avon video that like your mom had to buy from Avon?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh wait,
There was
is it? I mean, you mean Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme?
Yeah, is that what it was?
I think I don't know if it was Disney. It used to play it on Disney. I have an actual like retail copy of it.
There was a series of videos. My mom, she used to sell Avon, and she would order me videos out of the Avon magazines, and it was I think there was an Encyclopedia Brown mystery series, like a live action, and I think there was a Mother Goose something or other. But
Encyclopedia the movie. How exciting!
Yeah, some of the other tapes in my pile are Crocodile Dundee 2, Boy in the Plastic Bubble with John Travolta.
Oh yeah, you sent me a picture of these.
Oh man, I got some really good ones.
Oh man, good stuff. Awesome stuff. Oh, good finds, dude.
Exciting to find those. They're all 50 cents too.
Yeah, that's the way to go, man. See, that's when you can get that stuff for cheap. There's nothing better. You know what I mean?
It's a great surge that goes through me.
So before we check in to Dunstin Checks In, we want to give a quick shout out to our good friend from up north in good old Canada, Corey Gorski.
Corey Gorski.
As you guys just heard at the beginning of our podcast, our brand spanking new theme song that Corey emailed us yesterday, and we love it. It's awesome.
Holy shit, is this song rad?
It's unbelievably awesome. So we're going to have it at the head of all of our new episodes from now going. So Corey, thank you so much, buddy. We love it. You're awesome. And maybe we'll get you on an episode soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. And Corey, obviously a musician, so he's got some projects coming up later on that we will keep you updated about because they're going to be fucking dope.
That's right. You got it. All right, you guys ready to
check in
to Jason Alexander's hotel?
All right, let me say, before we start, we've got to put this to rest, Dane Train.
Oh, God, here we go. I knew this was going to come up.
Listen, hey, Dane Train. All right.
So
we mentioned.
Here's another crazy story, boys and ghouls.
Hey. I'm checking in here. I'm checking in here.
All right, real quick. You guys remember last summer when we talked about the worst summer ever down the Cape? Me and T-Man.
This is my worst summer ever.
This is going to be another worst summer ever story. So here you go.
We've mentioned it a few times here on the VHS Bandits, and we mentioned it on our episode with Trivia with Buds. But this is the last time you're ever going to hear the Dunstin Checks In story because we're burying the banana tonight. Back in 1996 when Dunstin Checks In came out in theaters, me and Dane Train were in elementary school, and we were supposed to see this movie together at White City Cinemas. And
Shrewsbury, Massachusetts.
I was so looking forward to it. There was joy in my heart, joy in my eyes. And
alas, my parents were divorced. Woe is me. So one weekend I was with my father, and I was not in the White City area. So what happened behind my back while I was gone? Dane Train went and saw Dunstin checks in with someone else. And my little Topher heart was broken. And the wound has never healed until today, where I got to watch Dunstin checks in with my best pal, Dane Train. So, Dane, I've never said it before, but I forgive you. Let's check in.
It's true. It's true. You never forgave me for that. Hey, what did you say? Did you say I went with a girl?
No, I didn't say that because I didn't want to embarrass you further that you went to Dunstin checks in with a girl who has cooties.
It's true. She had cooties.
She probably did, actually.
Oh, God. Yeah, so that's it, boys and ghouls. We're putting it to rest today with Ryan.
That's it.
Dane, you're a real son of a bitch.
Oh,
right?
What can I say?
That's what I've been saying for years. But hey, alas, the banana is buried.
Yeah, let's banana let's
let's banana this.
Let's put the banana peel down on the. Let's be like Super Mario in his cart and throw the banana peel behind him.
That's right.
So, anywho, that's the tragic story of Dunstin checks in. As we are to do we're getting back to it for the first time ever. So I only saw this movie one time in the movie theater. Ever.
I never saw this movie.
You've never seen it until now.
I've refused to see this movie until today.
I've actually never seen it either. I watched it today for the first time just a few hours ago with my daughter, who loved it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's great to hear.
3.5 years old, and she was just like, "This monkey is crazy."
That's awesome.
Legit, this is the best monkey acting I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty good for a 90s movie. I'd say it's better than most things you see with a monkey in it.
Yeah. That is a very good way to put it.
I mean, let's think about it. There were a lot of monkey movies that came out. There was Spy Mate. What I know,
Ed with Matt LeBlanc.
The baseball movie.
There were Congo. I don't know. There
Mighty
were a whole
Joe
lot of movies.
Young. Yeah.
Mighty Joe. Yep, right. There were a whole lot of monkey movies that came out in this time.
So let me just. Oh, sorry.
No, go on. Why don't you talk about the box?
Business to get through? Yeah. We forgot about the box. So Dunstin checks in. I've got this in a puffy case. I thought it was a Disney movie, but it's actually a 20th Century Fox movie. So the cover, it's got this little kid in super 90s clothes. He looks like he's right out of Nirvana. And the monkey, Dunstin, is hugging him, wearing underpants that are not in the movie. So let's read the back. What is Dunstin checks in about, you've been asking? Well, let me tell you. A 5-star hotel turns into a 3-ring circus when an orangutan. Orangutan is spelled with an O, by the way. That threw me off. When an orangutan named Dunstin checks in. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld, Faye Dunaway from Network, and Eric Lloyd from The Santa Claus star in this hilarious romp about an orangutan who gets loose in the elegant Majestic Hotel on the eve of the social event of the season. Dodging the jewel-thieving owner and the frantic hotel manager, Dunstin is befriended by the manager's 10-year-old son, Kyle, who is determined to help his new friend escape. Filled with laughter and comic hijinks, Dunstin checks in, all in capitals, is a steady stream of giggles for those who get a kick out of monkey business. 1995, color 88 minutes.
Beautifully written. That's beautifully written.
Right?
That's really well done.
It's It tells you a lot. And this kid, it mentions Eric Lloyd, who played the kid. He's the older kid, the older brother. I mentioned to Dane Trent, I feel like he's doing a Christian Slater impression.
Yeah.
Doing his Jack Nicholson impression. He's basically Christian Slater from Heathers, but with a monkey now.
Yeah.
I feel like the director pulled that actor aside and he goes, "Kid, you don't care about the monkey. You're thinking with your dick." The whole movie, no matter what happens, all you're looking for is tail.
That's very true. He's definitely the titty brigade of this movie. He like makes one of the security guards like zoom in on these like French girls sunbathing.
Yeah,
and the dad even says, he's like, enough of your voyeuristic whatever.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This may be a crime.
Yeah, he knows his kid's a total
using
Tom.
Yeah,
using hotel property to spy on women.
I also love that the older brother and Jason Alexander have thick New York accents, and the young kid is clearly from like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Not even a tinge.
And Jason Alexander has some hair in this. There's a
He
lovely
does.
hair
It's
piece.
totally got to be a wig. It has to be.
Yeah, they just threw
'Cause
that on there.
When you look at the vintage commercial of Jason Alexander singing and dancing in the late 80s, hawking the McDonald's like BLT, Mick BLT, he's already got less hair in that than he does in this movie, 1996.
I kept waiting for him to just go full Costanza, because when he yells in this movie, he goes into the George Costanza character.
Oh,
which was,
totally.
Yeah.
which was great. And I'm like, I want him to be like, George is getting upset. And they're like, what'd you say? And he's like, nothing, you know?
He did have a couple moments. There was when the monkey, I guess, should we talk about that now or save it?
Why don't we go through the movie a little bit, and then we'll start getting
all
to
right.
some
We'll
things
save
here.
that. So how does it start off?
So we got the Majestic Hotel. Jason Alexander is like the head manager. He's got his two kids. They live in there, and the kids are always trying to like put little tricks on the people who work in there. So like there's like a water fountain that's in like the main lobby, and they turn the valve to turn it off so it stops like puking water into the fountain. And one of the managers is like, "Oh, what's going on?" And Otho from Beetlejuice is over. He's like trying to check into the hotel while some other lady shows up, and she's like an opera singer. And what happens? They break the valve off of the water, so the water's shooting straight in like a 90-degree, in a 45-degree angle, bam, like right down, and it's hitting Otho in the face, and this lady, and the dog's going everywhere. This guy's got a dog, and that's going everywhere, and the lady's hopping into the water.
Poor
Hijinks.
Otho. He almost gets murdered in this movie several times.
That's
Everybody
true.
almost gets murdered several times in this movie.
Especially Otho.
Everybody's falling
And that
through
Dunstin.
ducts.
This movie is about trying to murder a chimp.
Yeah, that you keep in a case with no air holes.
Yeah.
And
Holy
Dunstin
shit.
like attacks a lot of people in this movie.
Sure.
Like
He
he
should
full
be
on
put
attacks
down.
them. Jason Alexander's had a lot of he's kind of had it with the kids' hijinks. He's trying to like put them on lockdown because there's some lady who owns the hotel. What the hell her name was like the Brown, is that right?
Something like that.
The Brown. We'll call it the Brown.
Brown.
She shows up to kind of check on things that they don't want it to be a 5-star hotel anymore. It's going to be a 6-star hotel. The newest and craziest craze in high-end hotels.
And there's an undercover hotel reviewer or some bullshit who has the authority to make that happen.
Who ends up being Otho.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's Otho.
So there's this total creepazoid who shows up named like Lord Buttkiss, or what the hell was his name?
I don't know. He looks like the guy from the Wild Thornberries.
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah,
Lord,
like a human version of that dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lord Uppridge.
Yeah, Lord Butthole, Butt something.
Buttridge. We're gonna call him Lord Buttridge.
Buttridge.
So he shows up and he's got like this big case that looks like Andre Toulon's from Puppet Master, and he's being a total dink to everybody. And come to find out, he's got this not an orangutan, but an orangutan that he locks up in this Puppet Master case. And I guess he's like a thief, and he uses the monkey to get jewels and stuff at various hotels. He's like, we're gonna go steal this whole. We're gonna steal this hotel right underneath them.
Yeah, he does steal the jewels, but we never find out what happens to them. They're just like, he just leaves them in his little monkey nest in the basement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
They never recover the stolen jewelry.
Yeah.
I thought it was very strange. So this villain, he has this plan where he has this monkey in a case, and the monkey's in his room, and they share this hotel room. So the villain dresses up like a bellboy, which this seems like a very tight-knit group of workers. They all know the kids. There's only like, a few dozen of them. Everybody knows everybody. This guy sneaks in as a bellboy. He hangs a ribbon on the window so that the monkey knows to climb outside the window and which window to go in, right? So then the monkey steals the jewels later in the movie, and I'm like, when he was the bellboy and he breaks in the room to put the ribbon, couldn't he have just taken what he wanted and left?
Right.
Why do you need the monkey at all?
Fuck?
Well, wait,
I didn't even think of that. That's so dumb.
Well,
yeah,
because it's kind of weird to say because you know how there's like cameras everywhere and they review the footage.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he went in and stole the jewels, they would know that it was him. So maybe he put the costume on to say, "Oh, he's just a bellboy." I don't know. It's weird.
Still,
I guess,
he could have walked out with like a maid cart. With like one of those laundry carts, and just threw every fucking thing. Oh my, you're a much better thief than this guy, Ryan.
The movie would have been over right then and there.
Yeah, if you went through all the trouble to match the bellboy costume and go into that room unsuspected, you're like, I'll just hang a ribbon and add another layer of monkey to this.
Yeah, right.
It's like very silly.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that. I'm just as dumb as Lord Buttridge.
That may have been his legal name, yeah.
End of movie.
So
I here's some quick bullet points I made too about some other dumb stuff.
Bullet it up.
Please.
I just think it's crazy like that people get mail at hotels, and so much mail they have a whole cubby hole of like they're throwing mail in this thing like it's a mail room in an office. And I'm like, these your guests at the hotel, how many letters are they getting for the days that they're there?
That's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, I know hotels have mail. I just thought that was the amount of letters they were throwing in.
I mean,
it is a 5-star, nearly 6-star hotel, so the guests just don't want to leave.
A lot of telegrams.
Guess so. And this is, the internet was still in its infancy, so it's still snail mail, I suppose.
Judging from the laptops that they used, yes. Every
those
single
laptops
person.
were made of cement and just like glue. They were crazy.
Everyone has access to the software that runs the entire hotel. The kids do. Lord Buttwad does. And Jason Alexander is probably the only person that doesn't have access to the command center software of the hotel.
Also, I love that you can search whatever software that is for items ordered from room service.
Yeah, right.
Later in the movie, he types in banana and he sees all the banana dishes ordered to the one room where the monkey's hiding, and he's like, bingo.
Like like what is he like a master? Is he a DOS computer hacker? I mean,
what if he's so good at like being a digital criminal? Why doesn't he hack into people's bank accounts and shit? Or
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's so much as hacking as much as opening a program called the Majestic and typing in like anything you want to know. There's no security. There's no passwords. It's just like, this is the hotel computer.
All right, what game you want me to plug in now on this floppy disk? You want me to put an Oregon Trail? You want me to put a Majestic Hotel?
In the beginning, the kid was playing solitaire. He's like, and then Jason Alexander like closes the laptop. He's like, Dad, I was up to $450.
Should have been playing.
Yeah, what is that? I love that gambling solitaire back in 96.
Yeah.
94. When is this movie from?
This is 96.
96. I was 11. How old were you guys?
I was 10.
10,
so
11?
We were all about the same age as this kid.
Sure. This kid, I love at the beginning, like, again, you could just tell executives are like, put him on rollerblades. Like, for no reason, they're rollerblading through the kitchen and things like that. That was a big, they're like, monkeys and rollerblades. That's what kids like.
Rollerblades. That's hot right now.
I liked how, like, the older brother, like, was covered to the brim with like a helmet and elbow pads and knee pads and everything. Anytime he had any of his like gear, his rollerblades on, I'm like, would a kid riding around a hotel have all that stuff?
Well, he needs it later to brace his fall from 30 stories through an elevator shaft.
That's true.
Or a laundry chute.
Even though, a laundry chute that goes all the way up to the attic of an industrial broken down warehouse.
Yeah.
It's
a lot
so
of kids,
different.
the kid and the monkey fall down face first like a missile. 30 plus stories into a small pile of clothes, completely unfazed.
Totally unharmed.
And the other kid needed the helmet and everything to break his fall, but no.
As long as his dick was okay, he was fine, that character.
Of course.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he was wearing a cup.
I love the one of the opening lines, the first jokes of the movie is just fat shaming an opera singer. He's like, she's 1,000 pounds.
Dunstin checks his privilege. And also, speaking of ridiculous falls, I mean, the physics in this movie, you shouldn't expect them to be correct, but in the beginning when the kid, Kyle, is that the little kid? I don't know. Whatever, the fucking little kid. When he first meets Dunstan, he's walking Otho's dog on the roof of this, like, 30-story hotel.
It's probably 100 stories for all you know.
Yeah, and that's when Dunstan is climbing the building to steal the jewelry and shit from the window. And Dunstan is at the top of he's like scaling the hotel, going up to the roof, and the dog like smells the monkey and like jumps off of the roof 30 stories and doesn't die because it lands in a trash can.
Yeah, they did not care about. They're like, anybody can fall from anything. Just put a little basket of garbage or clothes. They'll be fine.
Like a New York City garbage can, which is probably filled with syringes.
Yeah, right.
Somebody sleeping in there.
Surprisingly, it's not on fire,
Yeah, the homeless guy broke his fall.
Well, like there were so many moments in this movie where I was like in shock. I was like, because like the dog books it to the roof. I mean, to the edge of the roof. It fucking leaps. And I was expecting, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, Dunstan going to check. Dunstan's going to catch this dog, and that's how they're going to meet the kid, right? No, Dunstan just doesn't even do anything. Whoosh! The dog just goes down. You see it go through the window, through Otho's window. Boom! And I'm like, holy fuck, is the dog dead? Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, I thought that dog was definitely.
I thought I was gonna hear.
Oh yeah, he was a goner.
They gave it a little like falling down noise, and I'm like, oh, and then it was like a splat, and I'm like, oh, he's definitely dead.
God, yeah,
there were so many instances where people and animals fall and they don't die.
If like the little kid he brings the dog back to Otho and he's covered in garbage. Can you imagine the little kid just bring a limp body of this dead dog to Otho?
This like pile of furry mush.
Just like dragging him on a leash as he doesn't move.
Like the corpse of Neil Armstrong.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, let's talk real quick about the woman who owns the hotel. This was a fun line I wrote down. Jason Alexander says, you got to get out of here. She doesn't like kids. She once kicked Big Bird in the nuts.
Yeah, what the hell does that even mean?
Yeah, I was like, why? So she's like, I hate kids, and she has to attack the puppet? Like, it was such a weird.
The adult in the suit?
Big Bird's an adult. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's because she would, I mean, you probably should go get some sort of assault charge if you're kicking Big Bird in the nuts. But if you kick a little kid in the nuts, you're definitely you're not walking away from that unscathed.
I would love if he goes, yeah, she hates kids. She killed 2 kids. You're like, whoa.
At that point, Jason Alexander like literally grabbed this kid off the ground, and it looked like he was about to toss him out the window.
I thought he was going out the window with the fucking dog too.
It looked
he
like
grabs him by his collar and by like his pants, like he's using him as a. With those fucking things you knock down doors with.
It looked like the guy in UHF when he was throwing the puppies out the window.
Yeah.
Well, he had to put him under the desk because they had to have this great scene from some creepy writer where the kid looks up her skirt a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of upskirts.
He definitely he kind of
does an upskirt.
Yeah, he kind of like she sits on the desk and they show him kind of looking up and doing a little eyebrow like. Oh.
Yeah.
Old lady veg. All
Gross.
right.
This,
And then
I'm getting
Dunstan does that
crusties
at
in
the
my
end of the
eyes.
movie
Yeah.
to like numerous women.
I liked Jason Alexander in that same scene right after that where he had to fire Consuelo. And,
oh yeah.
And he goes, I have a system. It was a good save the cat moment where he fires them, but he says that she never remembers who he fires, so he just puts them on vacation for a week.
Yeah, but he's like, here's $100. Now go cry running out of his office.
yeah.
Quite the system.
Basically, they steal. Dunstan steals a bunch of jewelry from somebody, and he won't give it to Lord Buckus. And you come to find out, Buckus killed Dunstan's
Oh my God,
brother,
yeah,
and you're
he
like,
did.
holy shit! This guy's
And he's got this
monkey murderer.
Yeah, he's got this like evil cane with it's like got an eagle head on it, but
And it
then he like
pivots wherever his head
unscrews the
goes.
bottom, and there's like this weird. It looks like it's something you use in a shop when you drop bolts underneath your
You go to- it's
underneath
like a- it's
your
like an arm.
toolbox. Yeah, and you pick up loose screws and shit, breaking away.
Yeah, my 3-year-old actually caught on to Samson being Dunstan's brother. I said, she goes, who's that? I go, oh, it's probably his dad. You know, and then later she goes, I think it's his brother, and I'm like, yeah, right, kid. And then they're like, yeah, it's that was his brother. Or he goes, I remember what happened to your brother Samson, and I was like, oh, you were right, and she's like, I told you.
Yeah, I thought it was his dad too. That was a big monkey.
Oh yeah. And so we're supposed to assume that this villain murdered Samson, right, for not following instructions.
I would imagine so.
He's killed monkeys before.
Because he did say at one point near the end of the movie where he's talking, where he recaptures Dunstan, and he goes, pretty soon you're going to join your brother. So I think that means he's going to fucking like slice him up.
Sure.
I should have just took the shit when I had the chance.
Yeah. Can we get to the sexiest scene in the movie where an old woman gets massaged by a monkey for a long time?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Oh
That's
my God.
probably one of
There's
the
a
best
lot
parts
of
the
this movie.
It's kind of uncomfortable.
It's gross.
Let's set the scene and the mood. So this
Go for it.
This older lady
While I
is
throw up.
all spread out naked with a sheet over her on a massage table, and she has who I'm going to call one of the Die Hard 1 villains massaging her.
Yeah.
And,
oh my God, you're
and he's
so
got
right.
he's going to town, and she's like, "Oh, Hans or whatever," and she's like,
Oops,
"You know,"
no
she's like,
bullets.
"My
More
husband's
lotion."
yeah, my husband's not on this trip, so basically we can bang." And he's like, I'll go get the special oil, which sounds like they've done this before.
Yeah.
So he
Oil.
leaves.
Go to get the KY jelly.
Yeah. Dunstan walks in. He goes like, I guess I'll massage this old broad. And he hops up there, and he puts some oil on, and he just proceeds to massage her. And she gets real horned up. She's like, oh, God, yes. And then at one
like
point.
he's fucking her.
Oh, for real.
Well, he's spanking her. He's spanking both the ass cheeks and everything.
And she's like, don't stop. And then the monkey surfs on her back. Hairy foot monkey. He's got one foot on her neck and one on her butt, and he's surfing on her, and she's like, yes, more. And I'm like, this is wild stuff.
In what world does that feel good?
Oh yeah.
God.
And not so much good, but she's like about to fall off the table. She's so juiced up.
Oh, gross.
So like literally out of nowhere, Dunstan just like, see ya, and he takes off.
Yeah. Dunstan hits it and quits it, and then that diehard villain walks back in, and he goes, got that lotion, and she's like, get over it. She grabs him and essentially just goes to town.
Oh my God.
So if it wasn't for Dunstan, those two wouldn't have had such wild, crazy bang-a-rang and ding-dong. You know,
he's a matchmaker.
It was wild.
So
that was a scene. That was a scene. I was almost like, hey, 3-year-old daughter, you gotta leave the room. Like, this is
This monkey's
this is
about
like
to get
bestiality.
Close your eyes. You can't see this.
Yeah.
Also, Dunstan wears shorts through this entire movie, which they're not the ones on the cover, mind you. But he has shorts and a fanny pack, which makes me believe maybe this monkey has a huge dick or like balls that were like hanging out in the DP. He was like, we can't be looking at monkey balls this entire movie.
I couldn't believe the lack of monkey puns. There were a few, like on the
you're
back.
right.
There's more on the back of the box than were in dialogue in the movie, and I'm like,
that's so true.
There should be more monkey puns in here.
I know.
They said at
this
one point
movie's
when they were
better
trying to
than
hunt
that.
him, they go, "We can't let this guy make a monkey out of us." That was like the only one I really remember.
That was about it. I would have thought Lord Buckus would have made a ton of monkey jokes this whole
Oh,
movie.
he would have been better the whole time with the monkey puns.
Where he
for
would have
sure.
said, like, you're not going to make a monkey out of me, Dunstin, or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Dunstin checks out
Yeah. You know?
I know. I thought they were gonna say that. They didn't.
right before he tries to kill him. He should have said something like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great side characters. I love the two old ladies that get hammered during a
Oh my
business
God,
meeting.
yeah.
While they're waiting, they just pull out a flask and they're like, "Yeah, let's just pour this in our coffee."
This movie has a lot of like strange adult themes.
Yeah.
So like, which makes it like I actually enjoy. I liked watching this movie. Now I feel like I would have liked it had I watched it in 1996 at White City Cinema.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But I did enjoy this. I thought it was gonna be kind of like cheesier than it. I mean, not that it's not.
Well,
but
sometimes the 90s
like Blank
movies
Check
that we watch,
didn't quite hold up, but this movie
Right.
fucking holds up. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I thought if this movie was made last year, it would have a few lines changed, but that's about it. It's pretty. It kind of holds up in terms
they'd have
of
new laptops maybe, but
Jason Alexander wouldn't have had like the old Nokia phone. He would have had a iPhone, you know. But like I probably like the best, like right at that part with those drunk ladies who were having a meeting with Jason Alexander. Like this is another one of those
this is
shock
the best
moments.
part of the movie.
Shock moment.
Me and
Like-
Dane Train were both like, "What
Like,
the
whoa, because like okay, first of all, you got the dog go like was friggin' flying down the building. That was like the first big shock moment. This is the other shock moment. This is movies like I don't know. This movie's like rated PG or G, and the one swear in the movie where Jason Alexander sees Dunstin like hanging from the window from the outside, and he stands up and just goes, "Holy shit!"
Let me play it for you now."
You got it up?
Now, I know that your organization has been to the Four Seasons. Of course, I would be loath to ever speak ill of a competitor, but... Holy shit!
So all right,
it was alarming.
Boys too.
Oh, so Ryan, I
my
really
God.
gotta ask you because you're the only parent in the group here, and
Sure.
when you watch movies like with your kid, like when something like that happens, I mean, like what do you do?
I didn't even do anything. She knows swear words kind of, but she didn't even like flinch at that. You know what I mean? So she didn't turn to me and go like, "Oh, did you hear that?" And I didn't say anything about it. I just kind of chuckled and went like, "Oh, that was interesting." You know?
Because like I remember being like really really little, and I was obsessed with Back to the Future. I was down in the basement watching Back to the Future, and the part where the Libyan showed up and Marty goes, "Holy shit!" And my grandmother was like coming down the stairs, and she's like, "Oh, you're not gonna watch that!" And I turned it off.
I grew up in a lot. I was youngest of 5, and my parents were. They swore a lot, like when they got mad. So I was around swearing a lot, and if I swore, it really wasn't even that big of a deal. So watching something with swearing was never a big deal. And to this day, if I like stub my toe, that's the only way I know how to express my anger. And my wife will be like, you can't do that. She's gonna think those words are okay to say. And in reality, I think that they're fine to say. Like even when you're a kid, sometimes I think it's fine to say it. So,
I mean, when a monkey jumps down from a window,
what else are you gonna say?
Yeah,
That's the
there's
situation.
literally
Yeah.
nothing else.
Unless you said like, "Holy shit, that fucking monkey's out there," you know. But I have no problem with swearing, but I get why she can't just swear in public and how it's not acceptable. So I get both sides of it, but yeah, I'm never gonna be like, she can't watch this because they say shit once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Dane, I think your grandma should be stopped.
Hey, she was the only one who had the control on that. I mean, I remember being like, I don't know, I think I was in first grade, and my folks let me rent Alien. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted to see it.
That's the first time I watched an R-rated movie was Aliens in your basement.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's all been downhill since. So
my daughter at one point, one of my favorite things watching this with her, there was the scene where they're trying to hide Dunstin, so they check him into the royal suite under like an Asian name,
like Egyptian.
Yeah. And so he gets in this suite, and him and the kids just have like a food fight, and they play frisbee and all kinds of stuff. And she goes, "This monkey's having a ball." she turned to me like, "Can you believe this goddamn monkey? He's crazy." But she said he's having a ball, and I thought that was so funny.
That's awesome.
That monkey's having a ball.
Also love the frisbee CGI $1 million
yeah.
special effect.
Yeah.
The most random CGI I've ever seen in a movie. They throw a frisbee out the window, it disappears, is CGI like it flew off into space, and then it comes back in and hits Glenn Shaddix in the face.
That is so. Yeah, that has to be the biggest waste of money in any movie ever. That must have cost a sizable amount.
I bet you that cost at least 20 or 30 grand back then.
Yeah.
Well, like I just love the thing where like it comes down, it hits Otho, and he like everything goes so awry when he's like flailing his arms, like shit went everywhere. It wasn't just like do it real quick. It's like shit fucking exploded on his plate. It was crazy.
It might as well have just decapitated the dog at that point.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But the thing too,
speaking of, what?
I was just gonna say, like, so that scene when they go into like the royal suite is like, I know it's like every single time that we watch like 90s kids movies, every 90s kids movie has to have a really long montage of them just like goofing around. It's just like in Blank Check where it's like the kid just spending money and putting on different clothes.
That's the entire
you know
movie.
What I mean?
All of Blank Check is a montage of
Yeah.
spending
Like,
money.
I mean, like you watch like that, you watch First Kid with Sinbad, like any 90s kids movie that you're gonna watch, they're gonna have what I'm gonna call the gratuitous 90s have fun montage. You know what I mean?
Hey, the monkey was having a ball. Give him a break.
Yeah, he was at a ball. I can't blame him. You know, gotta have the
in
monkey
Hook,
ball
they order a
montage.
million bananas.
In Hook, I would say the moment in Hook is when all the Lost Boys have that like feast and they're all playing around and partying.
Yeah.
There's always something that makes you go like, man, I wish I was there.
Yeah,
Seriously,
exactly.
I wish they looked like they were having fun. Dunstan was bowling. They like rolled him down the hallway to knock over champagne bottles, which were very plastic looking, but it still looked fun.
Camp Nowhere, they do that blob scene where they jump on the raft or the inflatable thing and it flies you up into the air.
Exactly.
That was a really fun. Well, that whole movie's fun, but yeah, there's always, you're right, the 90s kids fun time montage.
It's like it's a necessity in every single one. You gotta have it.
Got to do it. You also got to have a nice character like Buck Lafarge, played by Paul Rubens.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was my favorite part.
Oh,
of it.
man.
He's why I wanted to see this movie in the first place.
When I saw Paul Rubens in the opening credits, I knew I was in for a real treat.
Oh, you didn't know he was in it?
No, I had no idea.
Oh,
I
that
loved
was
his,
one of the big sellers.
This was a few years after the whole masturbating in a theater debacle too, right?
Yeah,
this was probably
like
one of his
big,
first movies.
This was his comeback movie.
Because that happened in like
it was
I
this
want to
and
say
then
like
Blow.
I want to say that was in like 90 or 91 that the whole scandal thing happened.
And then he disappeared for a while.
It disappeared.
Yeah.
It was so weird for me because growing up, I mean, me and T-Man, we were fucking bananas
Huge Pee-wee
for
fans.
Pee-wee. I mean, absolutely crazy for Pee-wee Herman. And when I like heard that he was going to be in this movie, I remember being in the theater, unfortunately without T-Man, with some girl. I remember watching this movie and being like, yes, I can't wait for Pee-wee. And remember like halfway through the movie, we're like, where the fuck is Pee-wee? I need my Pee-wee. And he shows up and he's like a completely different character. Didn't do any like, or any of that
He
stuff.
does have one Pee-wee scream when he falls off the cake or whatever. He goes, ah!
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like even when I watched like Flight of the Navigator, like, I mean, like I knew that was him because he was like, like as like the big, the big like chrome almond spaceship. But like, when I watched this, like he was such a completely different character to me. I was like, this is not Pee-wee Herman. Like this is not Paul
He's so
Rubens.
good in this, though.
But he's
so
awesome.
good.
You know, he's great
He's lived through a tortoise the size of a Volkswagen.
with a tail.
With a tail.
Like his character is. I mean, just how he like takes his little like dart gun and just like points it at everything.
It's funny you say little dart gun because they show it's a tranquilizer gun, but when he shoots it, it's like a sawed-off shotgun blast.
Yeah,
right?
dude,
It
it's
like
like
blows
blam!
out half of a wall.
Oh yeah.
And
he goes, "Are you nuts?" in a George Costanza voice.
And I'm like, and that's supposed to just like tranquilize a guy for 8 hours. That would like blow their torso into chunks.
Seriously.
Oh my god! But yeah, he was hands down probably one of my favorite parts. It was even like everything he says, where he's just like, "How you doing?" Hey, it's just like a guy comes up to him with like the champagne. And he's like, "Is it free?" And he takes like 2 of them, and then he goes to shoot Dunstin. And before he does, he takes like another big gulp of champagne.
I want him to get his own movie as this character.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome.
He slaps the shit out of Otho like 3 times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for no real reason.
Even like when he goes like under tables and he's like looking at like these old broads' cooches, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm looking for an orangutan," and the guy's like, "Beat it," and
He's like, I'm looking for an orangutangus batangus, and the old man's like, if you look at my wife's orangutangus batangus, I'ma split you in half like this pea soup.
and like so instead of just getting up and walking away, he's walking on his knees and just like deep, and he's just like, "How you doing? How you doing?" to people. Like, and he's got his goofy purple suit. Like it's just awesome. You know what I mean?
He was the best part,
hands down.
Absolutely.
And I thought that like now he brought in like this dog, like this big dog, I guess to help him sniff out the monkey. But I was expecting expecting the dog at some point in the movie to like chase the monkey over the tables and like make all the tables go over and like spilling food at everybody and turning into like a food fight. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But the dog ended up doing shit. He didn't do anything.
He drags.
I bet they had that written and then that didn't work out for filming. Or something.
Maybe they didn't have the budget or something.
And they replaced it with the dog dragging some old man down a hallway.
He drags a bellhop, right? That was about it. But
this was a good length of a movie. It was only like I think an hour and 18 minutes. Is that right?
Something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
88
like
minutes according.
It was
to
a
the box.
perfect like you got into the world and then it was over pretty quick and then it's done. There was like
there wasn't much padding or anything. It was
the stakes aren't very high either.
No.
Yeah.
I mean the monkeys might die.
At the end, I thought it was weird. Jason Alexander gets fired by the wife, and then like minutes later, the husband's like, "We got a new job for you," and you're like, "What?" Isn't it as you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was very strange. I guess. Well, he hated his wife, and she cheated on him.
Oh, that's right.
With the monkey and the Die Hard villain.
Yeah.
So maybe he
Wait, that was
found out.
his. Was that his wife who was getting massaged?
I think that was her.
Yeah, even though she said my husband's not here, but they're always together, and they were there. She's the one that runs the hotels, or maybe I don't fucking know.
I thought that lady. I thought there was another lady with a white furry hat at the very beginning who checks in with the opera singer and Glenn Shaddix, and she's like another rich old lady.
Oh, you know what? You might be right. Maybe 'cause she's the one who had her jewels stolen by Dunstin. So maybe you're right.
That's right.
Maybe
that's
you're
right.
That's
So
probably her.
But at the end, it does seem like the old man who owns the Majestic has like he has that other hot young blonde with him.
Oh yeah, they don't even explain who
He
she is.
upgraded fast. Like as soon as there's like the whole debacle of like the monkey jumping on the cake and then Otho going on the cake and like they take out the old lady, and then immediately it's like, I don't know, 3 months later or the same day. I have no idea.
I took that as the next day. Like they had to move out of the hotel the next day, and then someone was supposed to come and get Dunstin. Nobody does that. They just get to keep him for whatever reason. And then I think that they could have solved. They could have taken, like you said, because you thought it was the same lady. Just have the old lady going like, "I'm staying at this hotel for 2 days to make sure everything goes okay," And she's got jewels and she cheats on the husband, so that gives a good reason for her to get like her penance at the end.
Yeah.
So they could have just eliminated that other lady, and it would have made more sense.
It's very confusing.
Could have tightened it up a little bit, but oh well.
Other than that, I mean, it's got some like the visual gags in this are great. I think the guy Lord Buttwad did an awesome job as he was like one of. I gotta say, I was telling Dame we should do like a top 10 VHS villains that we've seen. I think he would make that list easy.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. At least number 9 or 10 or something.
Definitely.
Yeah. I love there's this move where he has his cane and then he's like moves his head with the cane. He like pops into frame in just strange ways. Like the visual gags are just very good in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man,
I'm glad you guys made me watch it.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
We're
I was
glad
like,
we
we're
made you
having
watch
Ryan
it.
on the show, and I kind of feel bad that he has to watch Dunstin Checks In.
It was really a bucket list item of mine.
Oh, I know.
Well,
for
it's
sure.
been I think it's been a bucket list item of T-Man's for us to like reconcile and
Yes,
kind of
it has.
bury
I'm
the
glad.
banana here on this after all these years, after 20
I'm
years.
glad it's finally over.
It's put to rest, dude.
I don't have to hold this monstrous burning animosity for you inside of me anymore.
It's all over. It's all good. Just like that week down the Cape, and it probably could have been the summer of '96 for all I know.
It probably was. That was my revenge. I planned the whole thing.
Maybe it was.
This really is a milestone in our friendship, if you think about it.
It really is.
It really is.
Yeah,
I'm glad to be part of it, you guys. Glad to be part of it.
Oh, thank you
Thanks
so much
for
being
being
here to
here.
partake in this, Ryan. So I tell you what, why don't we do some ratings, and then we'll do our own rating real quick. So T-Man, why don't you do the IMDb? I'll grab the Amazon real quick, okay?
Sure. Now,
of course,
Ryan,
I don't do this in advance.
right. And speaking of not doing anything in advance, and we didn't talk about this, but Ryan, do you happen to have any trivia on Dunstin Checks In, or any monkey movie trivia, or anything off the top of your head? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot.
I have a monkey-related question that I just asked the other day that's not super hard. You want me to ask that one?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. What 1933 movie was remade in 2005 by Peter Jackson?
King Kong.
King Kong?
It was King Kong.
Boom.
All
I had to
right.
run that down at the movie theater I watched.
I'm surprised they didn't do some kind of King Kong reference. Although, I guess, did they? Did they do a King Kong reference? Was he watching a scary movie at the beginning?
They're like, there's no monster. He called the monkey a monster the first time when he killed the dog.
Yeah.
And then Jason Alexander's like, watch some TV. And then King Kong's on. The kid's like, ah!
That's right after the kid was trying to take a leak in the bathroom, and Dunstin's shaking him while the kid's like peeing all over the seat. And he's like,
that
stop
was
it,
weird.
stop it, I'm taking a leak.
Also, their mom is dead.
Yeah, they never say why or how, but she's and that's something that's more hard to explain to my kid. She's like, "Hey, where's the mom?" And I'm like, she's just not there, Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, she might, and she goes, "Is she dead?" And I'm like, "I think so."
I think Lord Buttwad killed her with Simon or whatever the other monkey was.
I'm like, she fell down a laundry chute, but there happened to be no basket at the bottom.
On IMDb, there's an alternative cover for Dunstin Checks In where he's surfing on a suitcase, if you guys can see that.
That's a good one. I like it.
It's
they photoshopped the old woman's back into a suitcase. That's nice.
yeah. Steven Spielberg went back and he CGI'd that woman into a suitcase and a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
dude.
I have the rating for IMDb.
It's out of 10, right?
Yes.
All right.
Out of 10 stars, Ryan, what do you think the IMDb rating is?
6.9.
All right, 6.9 from Ryan Buds. Dane Train.
I usually think IMDb gives lousy ratings to really good 90s kids movies, so I'm going to say it probably gave it like a 4.2.
4.2. It's somewhere in between with a 5.3. Both good guesses.
Middle of the road.
Both good guesses. I would have figured it to be higher, quite honestly, because this was a good movie.
Yeah. All right, so the Amazon rating of the VHS copy, which you can get right now for $7.77 plus shipping. Actually, no, the lowest price you can get it for right now is 75 cents plus shipping. So that's a darn
that's
good bargain.
Definitely worth it.
I think everybody out there who is a good fan of 90s kids movies should definitely invest in a copy
especially
of
monkey movies. Criminal monkey movies where the monkey is a notorious criminal who gets rehabilitated by the end, like Monkey Business.
By kids, right.
Or Monkey Trouble, rather. Monkey Trouble.
Yeah, Dunstin still tries to murder Otho with a big, heavy coconut when he smashes it on his head at the end of the movie.
Yeah, they definitely set this up for a sequel at the end.
Yeah. So, Ryan, what do you say? Out of 5 stars, what do you think that the general Amazon consumer of this VHS tape gave Dunstin Checks In out of 5?
Do they do half stars?
Yes, they do.
I'm going to say 2.5 stars.
Ooh, that's rough.
Ooh, all right, T-Man, what do you say?
Oh, man. I feel Amazon is nice, and this is a good movie. I'm saying I'm going to say this has 5 stars. 5 stars all across the board. This is a great movie for Amazon.
Close enough. 4.6, so almost 4.5 stars out of 5.
Wow. See, I went too high the first time, too low the second time.
Yeah, people on Amazon seem to really like this movie. So there you go. Dunstin Checks In on Amazon. So now for our own personal rating. So, T-Man, what do you think out of 10 stars? What should we give it?
Oh, man.
It's a tough
out
one.
of 10 stars.
Instead of stars, what are we going to change it to? Out of 10,
Oh, yeah,
banana
we got
peels?
Holy shits!
Out of 10, holy shits from Jason Alexander.
Out of 10, Jason Alexander. Holy shits!
Okay.
I give it, I'm going to say 9. Holy shits!
Whoa!
This was a good monkey movie. I would rewind it. You know,
you would
I think
rewind
I
it?
would.
Now, why not
I
10
would.
holy shits out of Jason Alexander?
I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it's pretty goddamn close.
Ah, okay. I got you. All right, Ryan, how about you? Out of how many 10?
I would give it 7. Holy shits! It's a great movie for kids and adults alike, and I think it still works in 2018 if you like some quality monkey business.
Would you rewind the tape again?
Yes, I would, and if I see this for 50 cents anywhere, I'm buying it.
Yeah,
all
man.
right,
Worth
all right.
it.
I
paid twice as much.
I give Dunstin Checks In 10 out of 10. Holy shits from Jason Alexander.
Shit. You do 10 out of 10. Wow.
I found this movie to be a perfect example of a 90s kids movie to a T. I found that there were like no lulls in this movie. There were like no dead spots like where I was like bored by any of these, notorious montages like in Blank Check. I loved all the adult humor that was still in it. The movie still really holds up today. Everybody was awesome in it. I thought it was just awesome. 10 out of 10 holy shits from me.
Fuck it. I'm upgrading my 9 out of 10 holy shits to 10 out of 10 holy shits.
Whoa, you're going
10 out
to
of
the
10 too.
You're going to
We've
the
gotta
Royal
be in this
Holy
together
Shit Suite
because
at
we're
the hotel.
burying the banana tonight, and we have to agree that this is a perfect kids movie from 1996.
Yes, 100%.
That's it.
Lock it into place. You got
Hey,
it.
guys, I'm changing my rating. I'm going to 6 out of 10 holy shits.
Oh, all right.
Degrading it.
Oh, jeez. Is that to kind of like make up
average.
for ours? You kind of like equate it back to where it was? If we're
I
on
will
like,
now-
like a scaling grade?
I will now pay no more than $1/4 for this movie on VHS.
Oh,
no.
Oh, what did we do?
I'm checking out.
He's checking out. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Ryan. Well, we're gonna have to ask your kid what they probably give it 10. Well, we can't say holy shit's
it
gonna be like bananas.
No, she said I allow her to say shit, so she gave it 11 holy shits.
Hey, crazy. Well, if anything, the movie's for the kids, so their ratings are really the ones that count, I suppose.
That's
So,
true.
there
That's
you
true.
go.
Dunstin wasn't the only one who had a ball.
Yeah.
This monkey's having a ball. I'm gonna record her saying that, and I'll send it to you guys. You could insert it.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Awesome.
That Matty's having a ball.
Oh,
right.
man.
Thanks so much for having me today, guys.
No,
thank
thanks
you
for
so
being
much,
on.
Ryan. Been a blast. All right, everybody. Well, this has been the VHS Bandits podcast where we watched Dunstin Checks In from 1996. Yet another stellar gem of the 90s kids genre. So I'm your one of your hosts, Dane Train. With me, as always, is
Topher Hansen.
And we're over here with our special guest,
Ryan Buds.
All right. All right, everybody, we're going to check out. So we'll see you guys next time. As always, be kind and rewind.
Video stores may be all gone, but Video Rangers Podcast is still open for business. Video Rangers Podcast is a member of Infirmary Media, and you can join us each week as we discuss only the finest rentals. Movies like No Retreat, No Surrender, Teen Wolf 2, Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, The Heavenly Kid, Meatballs Part 2, Cool as Ice, Miami Connection, and a whole bunch of films that'll keep you up all night. Hey kids, remember TV's very special episodes? Well, we got those in stock, so meet us at the bike shop. For more information, search Video Rangers Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.